Aaron, first off, congratulations on the nice win here, 13-4, 3-1 in Atlantic 10 play. Important for you, obviously, to come up with the win here today. But as Darrell and I were talking, this was not particularly – the score looks like it was easy, but they make it tough on you, really, the way they move around defensively. They're very aggressive. So you have to share the ball, which you did a good job of tonight with 20 assists, and move it around and find the open person, don't you?
Yeah, you got it, man. What do you need me for? You got this thing locked down. Obviously, we've seen a lot of switches throughout the year, and kind of almost expect people to switch a lot of things against us, and they did it in a different manner, and kind of matched up a little bit with it. And as I told our players, they take you out of rhythm a little bit. Don't feel like you're running a lot of your same stuff. I thought we did move the ball well. We had some of those early turnovers that we seemingly have watched a lot here in the first 5 minutes of a game. We got to get a lot better with that. But proud of us. Obviously we moved the ball. We got to the free throw line, a lot more than we had been. And, I thought we converted. I don't know what our shooting percentage was late, but I thought for a while we found open shooters and, had that second quarter where I thought we were really, really good. In the third quarter, we came out and got some steals and got some stops, jumped on them early, kind of forced that early timeout. So really proud of how we came out in halftime, and then it's one of those games you kind of just have to hang on. It's one of those where trying to play some different people, get some different people rest, but also some different people, some game experience, which was good to see.
Well, so we talked about it, at halftime it was 36 points, and you only had 3 players that had scored, and that was Dewey and Dugan and Ostrom. What did you tell the players at the half? Was there anything, were you trying to get the other players involved in the second half? Because we saw right away that, some of the other players were starting to get, points and starting to score. So I know it wasn't by design, but what were your thoughts heading into the half, knowing that only 3 of your players had scored?
We had 3 players in double figures, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was good. In double figures. I thought that was distributed really well. I don't think that was obviously by design anything we were trying to do. Some of that I thought Sweeney maybe passed up some shots, but I thought the ball moved a little bit. And, obviously you have 3 really good scorers, so I think that's part of it. It wasn't anything that we addressed. I don't even know if our players figured it out or talked about it. I think in the first 2 minutes we doubled our scores. I think all 3 other kids. We found an open shot for Sweeney, and Sheesh had one in transition for a layup there, and T I think hit the 3. And it was not by design anything we were doing. I thought they did a nice job of really taking away Dugan in the second half and being really physical. I thought our other players stepped up, but I thought we did a much better job on the boards, and outside of a couple of things with the press, which we've been really, really good against. Maybe we psyched our kids out with the press. But I thought we handled it for the most part well. I'll say when we handled it well, it was good. How about that? When we handled it well, it was good.
Yeah, and that was the one thing that we were looking at one point. Newell went out. So you kind of had Sweeney in there for a little bit. You had to find somebody else to come in to help you handle the basketball. You got guys that can handle it, but there was one stretch in that instance where she went out that things maybe got a little bit difficult at that point.
Yeah, and probably a little bit of emotion right there too. I don't, not that we have any answers right now, but obviously you see her go down. I didn't see the play. I didn't really see any of it. I thought she was fine, but we'll figure that part out. But yeah, anytime, 2 things, right? One of it, she went out with an injury, so that's always – it takes the emotional toll. I just thought she was playing so well. She was really disrupting things defensively, got some open stuff I thought really jolted us in that third quarter. We missed her, but I think Sweeney came along a little bit, and I thought Rain had really strong minutes tonight. I don't know how much that shows up in the scorebook, but I thought Rain for the last 2 games has played well, and we got some different people that can play. We just got to get them a little more acclimated and really just comfortable. I think sometimes the lights come on and you forget that it's still basketball. So we just have to get back to that.
Dewey's one of those. She's had double figures for you in the last 2 games.
Double figures, and I think double figures early. I think she scored some points early in that first quarter last game, and same thing today. We need that. We've really talked about kind of combination of T and Sam being good for us. I think the freshman guards, I had some good moments tonight, all 3 of them. But we got to get them going a little bit, and they're fully capable, and we'll keep building it.
Well, you got a pretty solid one coming up on Saturday against Davidson. Initial thoughts going into that game. What do you want to take from this game and kind of maybe use towards that next game?
I haven't been able to watch them here recently. Obviously a really strong program, really, really well coached, and probably watch them a lot just because I have so much respect for that staff, know that staff. I like the way they play. I like the new things that they do. You can always count on them to find some new things. So I think they're a fun team to watch, and they're playing well. I think they had some early games where they went against some really good competition, played a really, really tough schedule. So they're always a battle, really physical team. They do a lot of things that are just different than other people. And in some ways they do things like similar to us, but they do a lot of different things that we're going to have to really compact scout here in the next 2 days and be prepared. Maybe 2.5 days. We got a night game on Saturday. So hopefully that buys us a little more time as well.
All right, sir. Thanks. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing a tough game before St. Bonaventure. But what does it feel like to pick up that second win here now as you picked up 2 in a row here?
Yeah, no, it feels good for sure. I think our practices the last 2 days have been a lot more intentional, I would say, just with, the details and understanding like every team now is going to be a tough matchup, and we have to just kind of take one game at a time and execute well and understand our scout and their details and everything else. And I think we did that tonight.
This Fordham team came out and we saw a lot of good defensive pressure, but it seemed like you all were able to kind of get around that and still make it, make things happen. Was it hard, for you guys to kind of get adjusted to their defense early?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think we cut we cut very well, and I think that opened up a lot of open shots for us and kind of driving and kicking and just looking for the one more like extra pass, extra shot. I think that was huge tonight, and it's kind of hard to guard that when you don't really know who's going to score, and we have a whole our bench and our starting 5, like we can all score the ball, and I think that's very, very good for us on offensive end.
At one point, only 3 of you had scored though in the first half. I don't know if you were aware of that.
Yeah,
it was
but
you
what's
and Maggie
the
and
end?
Sam.
We all scored in the end. Like
we all got
we're
points.
good. Yeah, we're cooking.
What has Sam brought to you guys here in the last couple of games?
Sam, yeah. So I actually played AAU with Sam, and then she kind of came here, which I'm excited about. But no, Sam has, I think, gained a lot more confidence on the court, and you can see that she's shooting the ball more. Just being more intentional, and she did really well today. And yeah, I think she'll be a very big influence with our team in the upcoming games as well.
I want you to take us through a play. So there was a play, I think maybe third quarter, where Alicia Newell goes flying out of bounds. You just come through, you save the day, and then you find Dugan for the pass, for the points. Can you kind of take us through that moment and what you were thinking as it was happening?
Yeah. So I saw Alicia throw it up in the air, and I'm like, okay, like, it's kind of high. I'm like, okay, maybe I can try to run and catch it. I'm like, if I run and get this, I better get the ball. And then I caught it, and I'm like, all right, like, whoa, like no one's in front of me. And then I look, and then Maggie was there. I just hit Maggie, and it was a easy layup for her. So it was good.
There's a look at it there.
And won, yep.
Not bad. So now you've got Saturday night. Davidson won the night. They're 4-0 coming in.
Yep.
You look forward to that game. What do you take out of this one coming into the next one now on Saturday?
Yeah, I think our practices, like the last 2, as I mentioned, the last 2 practices, we've been very intentional with what we're doing. And I think we need to build off of that and kind of do that for the next 2 practices or 3 practices, whatever it may be. And then, yeah, just one game at a time and focus on the next game ahead and just do whatever we can to win.
Coach said 2.5, by the way.
2.5?
He said 2.5.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he's going off a night game, and you got a couple days coming up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Wednesday,
for sure.
Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday you got to shoot around. So.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Look forward to talking with you soon.